a peace advocate, as you're seeing here. So we are hoping that these now will be realized. And also, and we spoke to him yesterday, and we went to his class yesterday actually. He had about 25 persons in class yesterday, and also other teachers as well. And he still holding class in his household, including his veranda and his front yard. And he's still waiting on the promise made to him by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And we're still there as well. And also other persons who promised to come on board. The person saw him on our social media pages and promised to assist. And also a good friend up by Maho Drive, her name is Madge, I remember the last name. And she have a newscast and WhatsApp called CO2 News. And persons there promised to help him as well. So we're just hoping that will prevail. All right, and I was in tune to Make We Talk earlier today with Jeffrey Tavares. And I heard a gentleman was trying to. A gentleman came out with a statement which I had not in agreement with, when he stated that he was trying to say like Mr. Rattigan should back off and leave that thing that issue alone. But when I listened to what and I heard what he was said, I'm wondering if he was thinking as a Jamaican, or his comments was based solely along party lines. And we all know Jeffrey in this country, where persons when they do things, if it's not in the interests of the party they support, you get an objection. But I'm saying, if it was the PNP in power and Mr. Rattigan did a similar lawsuit, persons aligned to the PNP would be making similar comments. But based on what there was Warren, what he was saying, I'm not sure if it's aligned to any political party, but his comment would point in that direction. And again, it come back to the point where we must start thinking along party lines and just think of Jamaican. Because if the minister, under law, she got this gift and failed to make declaration, then that we all know that is really a breach, and she must. But simply no, when off camera, and simply no, if what Mr. Rattigan is saying, and if she can go public and say, well, there's no truth to it, nothing. What she will do then, as they all say, just call a press conference and just show the documents that she made the proper declaration. End of story. Look at simple. The newspaper made a statement about Shaggy recently. When they made that unfound allegation that Shaggy didn't turn over the 100 million to Bustamante. What Shaggy did? He called a press conference and showed the details that the money is there in the bank. To put an end to all doubt, Shaggy called a press conference. I was there. And he had a PowerPoint presentation detailing everything and showed you the account number that the 113 million was in the account. And that put an end to every little speculation. Shaggy at no point in time took any of the money. And that came out evidence in the press conference. But I'm saying now, if the minister want to throw cold water on Mr. Rattigan's lawsuit, just call a press conference and just give detail or proof. And if she's making posts about unfounded and coming with the proof, well, that leads a different narrative. But you have to come forward now with the evidence, because Mr. Rattigan said he has documents showing that she did not make the proper declaration on the gift and did not paid the tax that is required for that thing. We just lost our camera there, but we get that up back very shortly. But we still have the audio still up. It's still up, and that's it. That's it. And and then we will and then now there will be so that's simple. So as you speak, it don't make sense you're making post and saying this is unfounded and all this thing, but yet still you not Mr. just call a press conference and put forward a proof then. And that will put an end to the whole situation. But without that, so we're gonna see now when the case is call up, we'll see what will happen. This is gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting in this particular one when they come on to that one. There with the minister and Mr. Rattigan. And this case is gonna be a very interesting one. All right, we're also seeing now where the Pembroke High School peace plan and the administrators of the Pembroke High School offered message through Christ and the students. They say that they are actually struggling to deal with the alarming levels of indiscipline by some students. Administrators at the Pembroke High School in St. Andrew are engaging themselves in counseling and motivational sessions. As acting principal Vinette Shields Green said that every term the school is launched with a spiritual emphasis on as education take place in various forms. And the students returned to school from a Easter break last week and they engaged in special devotion before being split into small groups where past students, representative of the religious community and the professionals counseling them under the theme Jesus knows my name. So reach a point where I remember some years ago when the then Minister of Security, that was Peter Bunting, said when the crime was actually out of hand that we need divine intervention, and it was ridiculed for make that statement. Now we're seeing where one school is having high level of discipline in that school space, and the school is now going the way of devotion to help to curb the level of discipline in that school. If it starts with this in all the schools across Jamaica that have a problem with discipline, then it will spin off eventually into the society. It can be a case where it's a one-off thing. It have to be a continuous thing. It cannot be a one-off. So hopefully this initiative will work, and we will see the results. Don't let, but a one-off thing will not work, as we all know. It will not work. It has to be continuous for it to have the level of effect that it's supposed to have in this country. All right, and we continue here inside Roots, absolutely. All right, I see that Jeffrey there, fanning fly as usual. Jeffrey Tavares there.
Dudley,
Uh
you were saying something about the Goodley, the garage, everything for the garage, the show.
I listened to the program today where Mr. Rattigan outlined his case at his file against the Goodley minister.
Right.
And we are saying that, look at the example, what Shaggy did, right? When the newspaper printed us article asking about the money that Shaggy raised for the Boston Hospital, it was a third over, And the way all the paper coined the article, it could be interpreted as that the money was raised but not being given to the hospital. What Shaggy did, to clear the air totally, he called a press conference. He came with his PowerPoint presentation and gave details that the money is actually in the bank.
So what you're suggesting then, that the minister
She called a press conference.
foreign
Yes.
trade call a press conference
Yes, man. And
and deny, either she accept or deny the fact that she has not filed anything pertaining to the gift
right.
of the 90,000 US.
Yeah, because Mr. Rattigan said, he has documents that it was not paid over. And she is in denial. What she need to do is to call a press conference. Don't come and yap. Come with the evidence. Document. That's why I see there. Everything is above board.
Her colleague ministry, the Ministry of Finance and Public Service, gave Mr. Rattigan 2 papers that she has not filed anything.
Yeah, but she's no. Yeah,
but the question we must ask now, Mr. Thompson, is this. Are they going to file something now and backdate it?
Well, that is a possibility. That's a possibility.
But even if they do that,
what Mr. Rattigan have?
Know.
What Mr. Rattigan have? Say there's no. That means say what Mr. Rattigan has already will sort of nullify any backdated information that they might want to put in.
Yeah.
Well, the thing but these persons in our office, they know the right thing, But thing is that the bank and the fact that they think Jamaican don't know.
No, it's because they keep on saying that we're a bunch of numbskulls.
Right, and Jamaicans don't know anything and we don't know law. Mm-hmm.
So that is why they will say these things.
That's why I respect what Shaggy did. Because when he came out with the money for the hospital, Shaggy called a press conference and showed evidence that the money is there. 131 million Jamaican is there.
Yep.
It was handed over. So I think on Friday. The money is all. The money is showed that the money was raised. The money is safe in the bank account, and it showed a PowerPoint press conference, documents, evidence. The money is safe in the bank. No hanky panky took place with that money and Shaggy. Everything was above board. So the minister need to do the same thing.
That is why the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the goodly lady, need to come and tell the people of Jamaica if she had done anything and who is currently paying for her legal fee. Is it the people of this poor pauperizing country where they never tell her to go run for Secretary General of the Commonwealth? The people of this country knew nothing about it. The people of this country didn't plan to gain anything from it.
Right.
If only she was going to gain all kind of flim blambalong and blum blum blum. So she can tell the people of this nation about it.
And again, but I think what struck them, what catch them off guard, Rattigan have all them facts. It's not just a social media post and a talk. The man have all his document, all his facts together.
Remember now,
not those social media talk.
Do you remember now, Dudley? Mm-hmm. Mr. Rattigan has 35 years of service to the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
So you know the ropes.
And what he does is to investigate, get all his evidence before he jump and do anything.
Right.
So he doesn't jump on anything and then he's gonna backlash on him, Remember, Mr. Rattigan is also an attorney at law.
Yes. So you know everything. So he has the evidence that it was not filed. He has that.
Yes, because it was sent to him from the Ministry of
Finance. So she cannot. So if she backdate a letter, then that would make it look even worse.
Yes.
So she need to call a press conference, come to the public, and come clean.
Well,
simple.
Let us see if that's going to happen, because what she should have done, from the beginning, when she heard about the lawsuit, when she heard the breaking news from Roots 96.1 FM and from the Make We Talk program, these were the only two media entity that had the documents in our hand. We run the breaking news. What the minister should have done, he should have called a press conference the next day and said, I haven't received anything, and based on whatever, it may be a part that I look over that I didn't remember to file it or whatever.
I should plan to do it at a later date or something. Yeah.
Right. She did not do that. What she did was to use her bullyism by saying that she's going to sue and sue. Sue who? The definition of what? We have the evidence that you didn't file anything. And a taxpayer money, you said, funding your campaign. Does the taxpayers of Jamaica did plan to gain anything from the Secretary General of the Commonwealth? What was the poor papa going to gain from it? Where the Kingston Public Hospital need things and they spend $45 million of taxpayers' money for a failed bid?
Well, the thing though, Mr. Rattigan did not just come and make wild, baseless allegations. The man having facts. You have documents from the Ministry of Finance. Documents. So, I don't understand where this lawsuit come from her. There's no slander. There is no, there's no trying to malign any character. The man out is evidence from the Minister of Finance that it was not filed. so I don't get it. So,
they never expect that a Jamaican living in the diaspora.
We would go that far.
Jamaicans living in the diaspora would be so vocal and decide to enough of the shebang around, enough of the corruption. We're going to stand up and do something about it. They never expect that,
That's true. And what I find disappointing is the person who made a comment about
him carrying belly because he never get the commissioner of police job.
And I don't see I don't see the relevance of that. I don't see it as that. It come back to the whole trying to put on a sideshow to detract from the main issue. And that's how I see it.
But Dudley, the Wilfred Rattigan that I know. Wilfred Rattigan applied for it and get rid. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but when it comes to that now, it has no relevance to the matter at hand. It's like you want the sideshow to override the main matter. That's how I see it. And again, I think.
You have some people who believe that you must say anything about their party because their party is always right and they're pro-God.
And that is Jamaica's problem. We don't think as Jamaican, we think along party lines.
And that is the problem we face in this country.
And if it was the PNP in power and the same thing happened and Rattigan take the same stance, somebody all lines to the PNP would make a similar comment.
That's their business because, as I said before, we are going to continue with this. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to drift from Wilfred Rattigan for a minute, Dudley. I am getting information now, right now, from my friends in Canada, the farm worker people. The Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel will be live in Canada on Friday for a mass demonstration. They are demonstrating that the fact finding of the Minister of Labour is a lie from the pit of hell.
we all know that. We all know that. As I said earlier, he might went to a farm and he put on a show. But the truth was covered up in that visit. So you cannot go to this place to visit and make an announcement. Cause they're going. It's like you go to a children's home. Say you go to a little babysitting. If you know say you come, she go put on, she go got them all clean, have nice food because you know say you're coming.
But Dudley,
she put on a show.
But Dudley, hold on there, no Dudley. The minister Labor and Social Security send some people to Canada to find out if what the Jamaicans who are on the Canadian farm work, what they're saying is lie. They came back to Jamaica. I have the clipping that I had on CVM last night. That they find no such evidence.
No, look here. No, hold on. You must listen how they use the words. They don't find the evidence. That don't mean it's not there. It's like when they ask the prison official about is Carter recorded in the studio? Her argument was they have no evidence that Vybz Kartel was recording behind bars. But that don't mean it's not happening.
But somebody within the prison system knows that he is doing it because it have to come out. So who take it out? Who carrying the tape and everything into it?
No tape, simple, one phone. One phone, simple.
Yeah, and what they can do is discard the background noise out of it.
No, one phone, go in, record it on the phone, go back and put a rhythm on it out there, simple. You never gonna do the microphone and speak and box and rear.
When Camilla Johnson Smith gonna say that Mr. Rattigan is Mr. What the minister need to do? There's an old Jamaican saying, fire their must tail and think a cool breeze there. What the minister need to do is to come and tell the people of this country of ours who is funding the lawyer now, who paying for the lawyer, who should retain. Is it taxpayers of Jamaica paying for it? Like how the taxpayers of Jamaica pay the $45,000 for her Commonwealth campaign and never gone nowhere? You cannot come and tell about Mr. Rattigan. Mr. Rattigan is a well-known attorney at law. 35 or 32 years in the FBI. The man know what he's doing. And not because he's my friend, I'm going to say this. Wilfred Rattigan don't jump and do things, What he does, he does his research. Many times I want him to come on my program, Mr. Jeffrey, listen to me. I got to do a research before I can come on your program. He does his research, he dig deep. He weighs his pros and cons. Should I go ahead and do this? Or what is going to happen? That's what he does. So when the minister is going to come out and say she's going to loot, she's going to file this and she's going to do this and she's going to do that because they're, in other words, she's saying that Wilfred Rattigan is lying. But the facts are there. She did not file one thing.
And this is coming from the Minister of Finance.
It is coming from her colleague ministry.
Minister of Finance said that they have no record of... Right. From the Minister of Finance, the Ministry of Finance, that there is no record of she making any declaration on that gift.
And what they failed, I'll tell you something, Dudley. They never know that a person is a Wilfred Rattigan, and that's why they keep on saying that Wilfred Rattigan carrying belly because he never get commissioner of police. The Wilfred Rattigan that, as I said before, that I know, that gun out of Wilfred Rattigan's head. He's fight because I remember where he comes from. It's not like some people who run political campaign and said I come from Spanish Town and I know what hardship is and I eat tin mackerel. If you remember where you're coming from, Prime Minister Holness, you would put in the people of this country and the hardship put in the people of this country in. So when the minister gonna talk things, Wilfred Rattigan remember where he's coming from. And he's fighting for the poor people of this country. And where he came from on my Waterhouse. He came here by labor pain, not by aeroplane, not party pain.
I think it's from a place called Varma Road, nearby Shell and Fraser Price. Almost same vicinity. But it's a serious matter. And also the farm work thing is also serious as well.
Yes. So the farm work program, let me look back on my thing here.
It's also a big thing because it cannot be a case. It cannot be a case where but a matter of fact, they must talk to the Jamaicans who went on the program and suffer all sort of injuries and poor working conditions, work 15, 20 hours per day, and for pittance. I mean, so seriously, they don't take on the farm workers the farm workers comment as gospel.
Helen Davis White. I think it's Helen Davis White. Yes. What she's saying that whatever fact finding person is sent to England, Canada, what they're saying that they did all of that, and they do not see anything to collaborate in what the people at the farm work program in Canada is saying, the migrant workers. And that is why they decide that come on Friday the 28th of April 2023, at 11 a.m., that's 10 a.m. Jamaica time, they will be taken to the streets, and the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel will be live. We'll be live in Canada for this event, because we're not going to give up. We will stand by our migrant workers them, because they call the same radio station here. We were the one who enlightened it.
I remember, yes.
And stand by them to show the Minister of Labour and Social Security that you're not lying through the teeth. And we must stop lying to the people of this country.
And then the issue again too, with the Jamaican security officers. Carl Samuda went into Parliament and said something about 85%. He got no complaint about security and the new contracts and railway. And when he up on the show, that is total opposite. They are not underground to get the facts. They get a report from persons. They must be underground to get the facts and stop listen to little PR stories.
They are underground to get the facts, but because their friends and cronies, you know what's called a spade, man. Their friends and cronies own the security companies, and them have shares in a hit too.
Well, yeah. And look here now. The thing have been passed in the court of law, that they must be treated as employees, not as contractors. And some companies still want to give them some flimsy contract, like take away their rights, no leave, no back pay, no nothing at all.
Then Dudley, in which modern democracy can the court, which is the highest court of the land, not the Parliament of Jamaica, can hand down a judgment that they must be paid X, Q, Y, Z, and then
the companies
refuse to do it, and the Parliament just sit down and know about it?
Something wrong with that. You're serious? Something is wrong with that.
Because the people them in the Parliament have shares in these security companies. That's why they can get government contract. We must call a spade, man. Why call someone lying to the people of this country about the security guards and about the farm worker program? Why is it that Kamina Johnson Smith want to accuse Wilfred Rattigan of lying when the facts are there?
That she did not declare, and the documents came from the Ministry of Finance.
And more or less to come
from the Ministry of Finance.
Where's Owen?
Owen, I think Owen is off. Owen is here. Owen, off camera. You come on this camera.
From Owen, it's like Owen.
Owen is here. Owen is here, man. It's off camera.
I hear what.
You hearing him?
Bless up.
You see what's going on in Haiti?
Yeah, a lot is going on over there. You hear what happened with the mob, some gangsters or something like that.
And a minibus full of gangsters.
Yeah.
And they were mobbed by the public.
Yeah, by the public.
I saw the video of them burn him alive.
I burnt him, yeah.
Well, we never support but I mean, Haiti need to get back to some level of civility right now. Trust me, it really gone bad.
The people give them at the same thing they did to the people. Them same people burn them back.
Yeah, but two rounds don't make a right.
What?
2 rounds don't make a right.
Let me ask you a question, Dudley. Do you believe that they should take away national hero from Bustamante for the Coral Garden killing that he did? That he
No,
ordered the police to go up there and do?
no, me tell you, again. It depends on who is calling for that and the motive.
I am calling for it. And I have no motive behind it.
No, but I don't think that's because you have persons who are heroes now do a lot of things, including even Marcus Garvey too. So we can't also although what Buster did now was wrong. Totally wrong. Because I'm distrust him. Big time. Totally wrong. But if you look at what most of these heroes, all they did so left wrong. But on the bigger scale, they did something that although the independence is not really a big deal, but I mean it did some good in its time. And they also did some wrong.
What can I do? What can I go do? What, run down things with a church?
It is some Ian both now and Manley. So I wouldn't support it, take it away from I wouldn't support it.
Why? Okay. Do you support a what do I call it again? Do you support an apology from the government, the both parties, to the people of this country
Every day.
for the atrocities?
Every single day.
For the atrocities. And when this man on my program will talk about now we're carrying belly for government. You know we're carrying belly for government? Because you and the government is a bunch of fools. You and the government taking the people of this country as if we are nothing. And that is why we're standing up against the government of this country. To show them that we put them there.
Mm.
They're paid by the taxpayers of this country. And Camellia Johnson Smith must tell the people of this country who is paying her legal fee.
Mm. Wow. I remember when Bruce Golding became Prime Minister, he said, he is the chief servant.
Don't tell Andrew that.
Bruce said he's the chief servant.
Keeping.
All right. If all the people who are elected are the servants, and I, Bruce Golding, is the chief servant. What Bruce Golding said when he became Prime Minister.
Did you know, Dudley? Jeffrey? One thing I know, you know. One thing that I know. That if they believe that they can take paper and come to America and tell the American government XQYs and about a Wilfred Rattigan and Wayne Lonesome or Jeffrey Tavares or Herb Nelson Jr. about certain things. Remember when you don't fight fire with fire?
Sound serious. Well, sound serious. Another note. Remember this youngster we featured on the program? The youngster we featured Akeef Broomfield. Sorry, Akeef Nugent.
Yeah.
I think there's a principal for a school. I remember the name of the school. There's a principal for a school. It's calling for him to be made peace advocate.
Peace who?
Peace advocate in Jamaica. It's a call for a school in Portmore, from a Portmore school, for him to be made based on his work and he's doing in Coburn Gardens. He should be made a peace advocate.
Who is the member of parliament for that area?
Which area? South St. Andrew?
Yeah.
You mean where Akeef is from?
Yeah.
The Prime Minister.
It's a shame and disgrace that the boy can't show him up.
The Prime Minister made promise to give him some school supplies, but somebody posted.
What the Prime Minister need to do?
Hold on. Somebody posted something on YouTube I saw this morning. Empty promises, and they have Akeem face on the thing. So I'm hoping that is not the case. I'm hoping that his promises will be fulfilled. Because this guy, Akeem, is doing a very good job. I went to school yesterday. And you have 5 volunteer teachers teach about 30 students, divided into small class about 5 and 6.
You were there yesterday, Dudley?
Yes, what you say, yes.
That's good.
And it's really good and a good.
Is the building?
No, it's not a building. It's in the yard, not a building. One class is on one class on the veranda, and different part of the yard. They sit around in a circle, and they have different teachers.
So same way the Prime Minister couldn't go peanut dread. Go do so. And I thank God do so for peanut dread. He needs to go to the young man house.
Well,
build a nice house, give to the family, and build a school in there.
Well, I've been told that DuPont Primary School, a room will be available for him to keep class over there.
Oh.
Over DuPont Primary School. And also, Corbin Garden.
Why are you laughing at me now?
No laugh at all. No laugh at all.
Corbin Garden Primary School now have empty classes because it's no longer primary and junior high. It's no primary, so junior high section half actually unoccupied. So there's rooms in the area for him to conduct his classes.
Okay, that's good.
And also I think the pastor lady named Pastor J. Singh offered to make a spot on her church compound to build a building that can be housed, temporary building that can be housed, the classroom and also an area to start the police youth club. And the police in the area that the police in the area also plan to form a police youth club in the area. And at age 13 is tipped to become the first president of the police youth club at age 13. Because they said his ability to lead, what they lack is leadership skill. Or if the president will be and the executive.
In Dudley,
Huh?
he can teach the Prime Minister some. Dudley, by the way, I get a message to give you, Dudley.
Eh?
There's a lady asking questions about you. She said whenever she hear you on the radio, she just laugh and blush. She don't wonder if you're married. Hello, sister Tim, how you doing, know?
You don't see a problem, Jeffrey Tavares.
Me, I can always give this. I understand you. Owen, no man. Owen, may I friend in the Owen? You can't back me up on the one Owen.
I'm not.
The lady said whenever she hear Dudley, her heart skip a beat.
Oh
And
Lord.
she blush.
Oh Lord.
Don't make it a blush now.
It is, you know.
Jeffrey Tavares, your problem.
Sure.
No, not wrong. So come Friday, we'll be live from Ontario, Canada. This evening at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock Jamaica time, we'll be live from Parliament. And at 8 o'clock, we'll be speaking some more about the Minister of National Security speech to the Parliament this evening. And then make we talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel.
Yeah, wow.
So we'll be talking more about what?
At 2 o'clock today, DJ String, Minister Vibes live at
Yes.
50 Olympic Way. DJ String
Yeah.
Right.
live today, so can tune into. I can go down there by 50 Olympic Way today, 2 o'clock. DJ String live. You know, usual giveaways, prizes, surprises from DJ String. So today at 2 o'clock, Minister Vibes show live. Yes.
You'll be there.
Yes, I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there later on. Yes, so DJ Stream today live in the Vibes, and the JFF Jamaica Football Federation, we're having a press conference tomorrow to announce a new sponsor for the Reggae Boys.
Hello. Them if you clean up their act, you know.
Eh?
Them if you clean up their act.
Yes, we all know that. We all know that, but at least Reggae Boys getting some support now because of a foreign coach.
I like your Rolex box you have on there, man.
My Rolex. Thank you.
My Lord. No, people boom me.
All right, so I think on that note, is there a make up for the JS feature? And then at 2 o'clock, we'll join DJ Sing live here. We're live on Roots FM Radio, live on WDT Media TV, also live on Jiva Tavares' YouTube channel, all right? We're live.
No, live in Parliament at 2 o'clock.
All right, and I will be there live in Parliament. Not on this.
I want to listen to what the Minister of National Security is saying.
We'll to talk. We'll talk.
The people of this country.
Wow. All right, so make way for the JS feature. Until tomorrow. So that's how we conclude today's Roots Absolutely 96.1 on this your FN dial as we make way for the JIS